It's Championship Saturday in Naples, where titles are at stake, partnerships are on the line, and everything is to be played for. After rain soaked the courts on Friday, players are out and ready to shine on pickleball's grandest stage. Who will prevail? Which team will be left standing? Day 7 of the U.S. Open on CBS Sports. Every late April in Naples and this wonderful vacation destination is put on notice for the 2022 Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships powered by Margaritaville. Overhead shot of East Naples Community Park, where it has been rocking all week long. And guess what? It is Championship Saturday. The best players in the world are here to claim championships. And we welcome you inside our booth. Great to have you with us right next to Zing Zang Championship Court. Drew Felios, Melissa McCurley from pickleballtournaments.com, and Chad Edwards from Peak Performance. What a year it has been so far. Record-setting numbers, Melissa, here at the Open.
Record-setting. Over 4,000 players registered for this tournament. We have over 2,800 competing. We have 25 countries. We have 50 states. 87 is our oldest, 8 is our youngest, and an all-time high purse here at the U.S. Open at $100,000.
That is absolutely astounding. More players, Chad, means more great storylines. What has really stood out to you this year?
Yeah, I've been coming to the U.S. Open since the first one in 2016. So I really get enjoyment out of seeing the old faces, but just the injection of new players into the sport. I know I have so many clients that aspire to play in the U.S. Open. They're down here watching the best players in the world, and it's one big party for the whole week, and it's definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah, it certainly is. Well, today we've got women's doubles and men's doubles on deck. For the men, the Johns brothers have been dominant in the sport over the past week, and they have brought that A game here to Naples.
Yeah, they certainly have, and we saw yesterday the Johns brothers playing the cousins of A.J. Kohler and Thomas Wilson, the number 5 seed in this tournament, and we saw it all here. Power, precision, aggression. This game actually, match went 3, and the power that we saw out here, Drew, and how fast this game is getting just shows that the pros are elevating each year.
They absolutely entertained and wowed this crowd here on Zing Zang Championship Court. On the other side, we had Matt Wright and Riley Newman with an awesome performance.
Yeah, and Wright and Newman are two of those players. When you talk about power, their hands are so fast and they're so compact and generate so much power in their swings. The Johns brothers will have to look to kind of move them around a little bit and not allow Wright and Newman to play that power game.
And for more on the host site here at East Naples Community Park, we check in with the 4th member of our crew, Rusty House.
Yes, Drew, this place is truly amazing. East Naples Community Park here in Naples, Florida had an amazing pickleball facility back in 2016. Now, amenities being added every year are truly astounding. Last year, Collier County added additional courts, bringing the total to 66 pickleball courts for players and visitors to enjoy. This year, they added a full-service visitor center with showers and a complete pro shop for the players to enjoy. These beautiful facilities and this amazing amenities make it the perfect home for the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships and the ultimate pickleball destination in the world.
So the table is set. We're ready for the final day here at the U.S. Open on CBS Sports. Men's Pro Doubles Gold is next. 2022 Minto US Open Pickleball Championships. An awesome week it has been here in Naples, and now men's doubles on deck, and another special atmosphere inside this open air arena on Zing Zang Championship Court. The Johns brothers set to take center stage, and they are an incredible duo. Ben happens to be the #1 player in the world. He is the face of pickleball right now. Last year he was a Triple Crown winner. For all those new to pickleball, that means he won singles, he won doubles, and he won mixed doubles as well. And he's got his older brother by his side, Collin Johns, the oldest of 7 siblings. He is Ben's guardian, he is his setup guy, and this pair together, Melissa, is absolute dynamite.
Oh, they absolutely are, and you know, I can't wait to see them play here today. They are the #1 seed as well as a team for this particular match, and you know, we saw them be contested yesterday by the cousins of Kohler and Wilson, and they're no stranger to playing. Matt Wright and Riley Newman either just played each other a month ago.
Matt Wright, the attorney by day, pickleball player by the weekends. Nobody does it better than him when it comes to balancing the professional schedule and the real work schedule. Out of the University of Michigan, once a tremendous tennis star and once took down Andy Roddick. Riley Newman mentioned the Johns have 7 siblings. Same for the Newmans. Riley, though, is the middle child in those 7, a tremendous basketball player growing up. Chad, he's taken all that athletic ability and put it into this game of pickleball.
Yeah, definitely. Riley's one of those players that disguises his shots really well. He has a little bit more of an unorthodox style with the 2-hand backhand, but he's able to change directions, really control the ball with that. And his swing is so short and so powerful when he does speed that ball up. And the same with Matt Wright. It's hard. You're hard pressed to find another player on tour who is as experienced and as thoughtful toward the game as Matt Wright.
Right now, 83 degrees here in Naples as you get a look at Ben Johns. His game face is on when it comes time to playing for a championships. It's like Tiger Woods at the Masters. You know you're going to get his absolute best effort.
Oh, you are. He is just the epitome of what it means to be a true champion. I mean, you may think you're up on Ben Johns, but you're never really up on Ben Johns.
I have the starting server, Matt Wright and Riley Newman, who will be serving first, Ben Johns and Collin Johns. Game 1, time in, 0-0-2.
Underway here, men's doubles.
Side out.
And a side out for the Johns. Our officials have done a tremendous job all week long.
They have, and we have Gail Scavangelli on the court for this particular match. She's one of the 2 head refs and has been for just about every year of the U.S. Open.
Second serve here coming up for Ben and Collin. Look at Matt Wright.
0-0-2.
Matt certainly has some of the quickest hands in all of pickleball. These are the #1 and the #2 seed, so we did expect to get this matchup, you know, when this event started yesterday.
Tremendous offensive Wright and the great defense of Newman makes quite a combination.
So, Chad, what are you expecting to see in this matchup? What is it that Matt and Wright and Riley Newman need to do to beat the Johns brothers today?
So we're already seeing a little bit faster pace to start. I think all 4 of these players are trying to find a little bit of a rhythm. They were playing mixed doubles a little bit earlier, so that's a different game style. So I think right now they're just trying to find that groove, but we already see that quick speed up, that change of direction from Matt Wright right there. And I think that's what Newman and Wright are going to have to do, is keep the Johns brothers off balance. And then on the other side with the Johns brothers, Collin is going to be the one that's going to control it. And Ben just moves so well and can jump into a point so fast that we spoke about it yesterday, as Collin is the setup guy within that partnership.
These players know each other so well. Ben Johns teaming up with Matt Wright on numerous occasions. But for most big tournaments, he is usually with brother Collin. And firefight, as they call it in this great sport, won by Newman there.
Yeah, and I think we'll see many more of those throughout this match. And just mentioned earlier during the openings, we were talking about just the power that's really come into the game and just how fast it's being played, and it seems just to get faster. And I'd mentioned by the year, but I think, Chad, it's month to month.
Yeah, we're seeing so much more of a injection of new players, specifically coming over from tennis, and they bring that power, the paddle control, and that's where it's just everybody's getting better, so the game is just getting faster and faster and elevating even more. We see Matt Wright with a textbook around the post defense, getting a little bit further back from the kitchen line.
As Ben shot just a bit long. Explain that kitchen area for folks new to pickleball, Chad.
Yeah, so on this court, you'll see that the kitchen area closest to the net is that orange-red color, and then you've got the kitchen line, or non-volley zone line. It's a two-dimensional area. You cannot hit a ball out of the air while touching any part of that kitchen.
3-0-1.
We see those fast hands by Newman and Wright.
And that is in, so the John's a little bit off balance here at the start.
Yeah, they sure are. I mean, Chad, that's the second time Wright's gone right behind John's.
Yeah, and both Newman and Wright have excellent misdirections, and we saw Matt Wright do it twice. He's holding that paddle out there in front, making it look like he's going to go back cross court, and just a quick change of the hand to change direction of that ball.
Another around the post from Newman, and right now Matt and Riley have come out swinging.
Yeah, they really have, and Riley Newman is doing a great job in a setup situation right now, enabling the ball to come into the wheelhouse of Matt Wright.
Second serve.
And our first real Ernie of the match, Ben Johns, executes that perfectly.
I think Ben Johns is saying no more of this.
5-0-2.
Yeah, and he read that really, really well and took off early. And obviously that is a legal shot. You can jump over the kitchen because it is a two-dimensional area. You just have to make sure both feet are established outside of the court.
0-5-1.
Johns brothers still looking for their first points. Another great hands battle here, and this one won by the Johns.
Yeah, and the crowd's certainly loving that.
1-5-1. Point.
Just incredible hand-eye coordination you were going to see here in the next few hours.
Second serve.
Yeah, and right now Matt Wright is winning the hand battle on his backhand.
Yeah, Matt's staying a little shorter, a little bit more compact than John's on the other side. And we see it right there. Ben getting a little too excited. He got the ball that he wanted, but getting a little too big with the backswing.
5-1-1. Point.
Just a few inches off that time, and another point for Wright and Newman at 6-1.
Yeah, and Wright and Newman need to keep this pressure on. If you back off a little bit and let the Johns brothers back into it, they are very, very dangerous. So what they're doing right here is working. The Johns brothers have to try not to press.
The score is 7-1-1.
So a timeout on the court. We play to 11, best 2 out of 3. And Wright and Newman out to the phenomenal start here in men's pro doubles.
The U.S. Open Pickleball Championships on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Latitude Margaritaville and Minto. Change your latitude to the active adult paradise of Latitude Margaritaville. By Paddle Tech, official paddle of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. And by Naples, Marco Island, and the Everglades. Florida's Paradise Coast.
To see the Johns brothers start slow in a match, can't say we're totally surprised. It's happened several times over the past year, but this is a team that certainly knows how to recover, and a good timeout is the best way to do it.
Yeah, and one thing that I'll point out is that this isn't their first match of the day. They actually had to start mixed doubles this morning, so they have each played one mixed doubles match. So now they have to make that transition from mixed doubles into men's doubles. And how challenging is that, Chad?
Yeah, it's a little bit more of a pace difference between mixed doubles and men's doubles. The points are somewhat longer in mixed doubles because the women control the point a little bit more and the men interject themselves. And we see a quick point by Johns right there, so it was a good timeout.
And I'll also point out that Riley and Matt are also playing in mixed doubles. Matt Wright actually got 2 mixed doubles rounds in this morning before this match, and Riley Newman, who's playing mixed doubles with his sister, also got 1 round in before we started this men's championship match.
Side out.
And for those folks new to watching pickleball, the 2 pickleballs on the top of your screen means second serve. You get 2 different serves and chances to score whenever you do have a side out.
We often talk about the score being the hardest thing to learn when it comes to picking up the sport of pickleball.
Yeah, definitely when I teach new people to the sport, we'll work on the stroke, we'll talk about some of the rules, but we don't talk about scoring until a couple of weeks after because it has a tendency to be a little confusing.
Another Ernie attempt, this one rejected though for Wright.
And that was a tougher ball to hit an Ernie off of. Ben Johns did a good job of keeping that ball low. Wright read it well, but with that ball being just below the net, Wright managing to hit it into the net cord.
Point.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Drew, that seems to have been a good timeout. It seems to be kind of sensing a momentum change here.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about. You can't allow the Johns brothers to get back into the point. They've changed speeds of this game, whereas Wright and Newman were really controlling the tempo.
And just like that, 3 straight points, so the Johns continue to chip away. It's 8-4. Still on their first serve. There's Ben again. That's 4 in a row.
Timeout receiving team.
So timeout for Wright and Newman. So a little gamesmanship here. A game of runs thus far here in Naples. The championship of men's pro doubles.
The U.S. Open Pickleball Championships on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Pickleball Central, the Pickleball Superstore, by Gamma Pickleball, the official grip of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, by Margaritaville Hotels and Resorts. Check in and chill out at MargaritavilleResorts.com. And by Skechers. Experience comfort on the court with Skechers Pickleball.
Such a great host site here, East Naples Community Park, and you'll see sponsors all over the court. Zing Zang, the sponsor of the actual playing surface. Ben Johns recently changed his sponsorship, now part of Yola Paddles, coming over from Franklin, and that sent shockwaves, Melissa, throughout the game.
Yeah, it really did. That's only been about a month ago, and so, you know, it's good to see more people getting involved in the sport, and you know, changing the paddle certainly it didn't change the dominance of Ben Johns.
Wright and Newman trying to halt this run. Johns have scored 4 straight. Chad will see these dink battles throughout doubles play.
Yeah.
What is the key during a dink battle?
You know, the style of a dink has changed over the years. It used to be a little bit slower, just sitting right in the middle of the kitchen. Now, with these dinking battles, and the reason why they stay in a dink battle, everybody respects the hands of each player, and you saw coming into that last time out that Wright and Newman tried to speed that ball up into Johns, and he just sat there and counter-attacked it. So the dink controls the point.
Oh, Johns gets tagged right there. Another outstanding point between these two teams.
Yeah, and both teams, I think, doing a great job, you know, staying patient, trying to set up and construct a point for themselves.
Point.
And only speeding it up when they absolutely see the opportunity to do so.
Yeah, and that ball that they're looking to speed up is something that's either sitting out in front of them a little bit or something they can get a little more extended on.
Point.
And we see Johns going on the offensive again. Wright and Newman have kind of tried to hit through Johns, or the Johns brothers, a couple of times, and their anticipation of that ball coming fast at them has been on point.
What a side out that was, though, for the Johns. They score 7 straight, and we are tied at 8 with Wright and Newman now a chance to go on top once again. That's out.
Second server.
So Wright was making those misdirections earlier on in this game, and you're seeing Ben Johns come over much more into the center of the court, even on the Collin side a lot. And the reason why he's doing that is trying to cut down on the area for Wright and Newman to hit into. And people may say, well, why don't they just go back down the line? Well, his anticipation and his movement is so good. He actually leaves that hole wanting you to hit it there and jumping over quickly.
8-8-1.
One thing with pickleball is it's much more difficult to hit a ball softer and keep it down into the kitchen than it is to hit it hard. You only have 7 feet on either side of the net for that kitchen non-volley zone area.
Second server.
And the patience there paid off for Wright and Newman, and Riley took
8-8-2.
a very good ball and sped it up into the paddle side hip shoulder area of Johns.
Side out.
Fist pump from Newman as they get side out back once again. So the game started out lightning fast, Melissa, and now it's slowed down just a little bit with all the dinking.
Yeah, you know, certainly has, and you know, certainly I know it may be a little frustrating for Newman and Wright right now because they had such a commanding lead, but it's still just 8-8, and so they obviously still have a great opportunity to take this game.
Oh, winner by Collin.
That was a very good job by Collin Johns to slide to his right, anticipating the speed up from Riley Newman and counter-attacking.
Still deadlocked at 8. Great defense by Collin Johns. Little drop, can he get to it? Yes, he will. Crowd in awe right now here in Naples. Still playing, and the Johns come through.
Oh, and that gets him a chest bump and a fist pump from Collin Johns to this crowd, who is really appreciating the effort and the display of talent and skill right here on Zing Zang Championship Court.
That is pickleball at its very best. And Chad, what makes it such an exciting spectator sport, especially here at the Open. 9-8, Johns by 1. Don't dare go away. We're back to Naples in a moment. Been a tremendous week here in Naples, and we've got a great men's doubles championship going on right before our eyes. Inside this open-air arena, underneath the blue roof, Drew Felios, Melissa McCurley, Chad Edwards, Rusty Howes with you on CBS Sports Network. The Johns brothers in the near court, Wright and Newman in the far court. Momentum now is with the Johns.
Yeah, the Johns brothers stepped up their defense of the speed-ups from Wright and Newman. And they're doing a good job of controlling the point here and then picking their time to attack.
That was a lot closer than it looked like it was going to be. You know, Drew, you mentioned earlier about Ben Johns changing paddles. It just reminded me that when I first came into the game, there were only a couple of paddle manufacturers worldwide. Now there's over 100.
Ernie attempt from Ben, and he did it kind of from an odd angle that time, Chad.
Yeah, but he read Newman's body and the ball positioning early enough. Typically when you attempt that, Ernie, you're looking for the angle of the body, the angle of the paddle, and you're watching to see when your opponent's head drops because they can no longer see your movement.
And we have a game point.
Tremendous comeback from the Johns brothers. Can they finish it off here and take game one? Yes, they will.
Point game.
We just saw why they are regarded as the best duel in the world. Ben and Collin Johns, 8-1 they were down. They win 11-8. Oh, this team is tough. Men's doubles underway here at the U.S. Open. Great to have you with us on CBS Sports.
Point game.
Back here at East Naples Community Park, side of the Minto US Open Pickleball Championships. There is no other venue that could host this great event. And the folks, they just embrace it year after year. It has become like the spring break of pickleball, hasn't it?
It certainly has, and the bucket list item for many people. But outside Zing Zang Championship Court, there's 59 other courts going on, a vendor village, a player village, all kinds of food, music, and a lot of pickleball, and people just having a great time.
So we're seeing Ben Johns, best player in the game, with his brother Collin right now leading a game up.
1-0-2.
Yeah, and this has got to be tough, Chad. You were down 1, or you were up 8-1, and you lose the game 11-8. I mean, what do you got to make an adjustment to have a different outcome in game 2?
Yeah, I think Newman and Wright need to get back to how they started game 1. They weren't allowing the Johns brothers to set the pace. These longer dink rallies, we see Ben and Collin moving really, really well. Collin obviously giving Ben a little bit more room. He's looking to counterattack with the backhand. But I think as these points go longer, the Johns brothers gain a little bit more momentum.
Point.
Yeah, and I know, Wright, he had a lot of success early on in game 1 with that particular shot, but he's missed it 2 or 3 times in the last few attempts.
Yeah, now that I was talking about the movement of the Johns brothers right there, Matt is trying to push that ball a little too fine down the line, where earlier on the Johns brothers weren't able to get balanced.
Newman trying to finish it off. Ben and Collin not cooperating. There are no easy points here.
Oh, are you kidding me?
The Ernie and defended Ernie. I mean, you want to talk about you've only got 14 feet. When it's a regular attack, Matt Wright attacking Johns from 7 feet.
How about that shot right there from the plastic man of pickleball? Riley Newman.
1-2-1.
Was my favorite superhero back in the day.
He's got some long limbs and he's definitely got some reach there.
Just a little bit short. Chad, I want to ask you, right now you look at a guy like Matt Wright, how many more championships would he have
1-2-2.
if it were not for a Ben Johns? Kind of like when Jordan was dominating in basketball. How many more would Barkley or Ewing or Karl Malone have had back in the day?
Yeah, and it's tough because obviously Matt being in his 40s, Ben being in his early 20s, that's the beauty of pickleball, but it's also now with how fast the game is speeding up. I think Matt, like everybody else, wishes that they'd found this game a little bit earlier. The money was there like it is today, maybe 10, 15 years ago. And then you're talking about a completely different number of championships for a player like Matt Wright.
3-1-1.
So I just want to share some stats with you guys because we gather these coming into these Zing Zang Championships to be able to share. So Ben Johns, and this is through the Riverland Open, Chad and Drew. 4 tournaments, 49 games. This is for doubles only. 45 wins and 4 losses. That's a 92% win
Time out on
average.
the receiving team. The score is 5-1-1.
That explains why he's the #1 player in the world.
And 5-1, the Johns lead here, game number 2. They've got the momentum right now here on Zing Zang Championship Court. Back in a moment on CBS Sports.
The U.S. Open Pickleball Championships on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Franklin X40. the official ball of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. By DP Hue Hair Care Products. So you can go hard on the court, not on your hair. By Zing Zang, America's favorite Bloody Mary mix. And by ILovePickles.org, a place to celebrate all things pickle.
So Johns lead Wright and Newman. Again, best 2 out of 3, so they are 6 points away from claiming a men's doubles championship.
And their second one, if they do.
Receiving team, you have
Ben
one
John's
timeout
already
remaining in
a
the game.
singles
Serving team,
champion
you have
here
2
in
timeouts
Naples.
remaining in the game.
Good
Yeah.
point
Time
there.
in.
So he's
5-1-1.
He's then seeking his second triple crown, or back-to-back triple crown here for the U.S. Open.
Had a battle with J.W. Johnson, one of the other bright stars in the game.
Yeah, that was a great match.
Point.
Ben Johns with a couple of match points against him, and was able to fend them off and take the match.
Yeah, and Ben Johns reading the speed-up attempt from Matt Wright extremely well.
6-1-1.
A difficult skill to learn, but once you get that going with the counter attack,
Second serve.
well, we see Collin Johns going for his own counter attack right there. But when somebody speeds the ball up at you, a lot of the times they're looking to either end the point. So if you can counter attack and it's back on them before they realize that it's coming back, that's the importance of the ability of the counter attack against an aggressive team like Wright and Newman.
7-1-2.
So back in game 1, the Johns trailed 8-1. They took a timeout, and they have not looked back since. Finally, a point from Wright. It equals the side out.
Yeah, and that was a much better misdirect from Wright. He wasn't trying to go behind Johns there. He was looking more for upwards into the body.
Oh, tremendous paddle work.
And again, Wright did a much better job with that firefight.
2-7-1. Point.
He was able to switch sides of the body, attack the backhand, then the forehand of Johns. And when the ball's coming that fast, it's extremely difficult to be able to switch from a backhand to a forehand.
Side out.
Another rip from Ben, and another side out for the Johns.
7-2-1. Second server.
I went just a little wide.
7-2-2.
One thing to really focus on is the footwork of these players. You see them coming back from the kitchen line a little bit on those dinks that are a little bit deeper. They're giving themselves some time and separation. Again, we see another good misdirection from Matt Wright up into the body. And sometimes that misdirection doesn't have to be extremely hard. When it comes up at the face, people are either one, going to try to get out of the way, or two, think that it's going a little deeper, and a slower pace there is often very effective on the misdirection.
Drops right in front of the net. Oh, just too much Ben.
Yeah, and that's tough. I know Riley's got to feel really frustrated on that, because he got the shot that he needed, went into the body of Ben, it got a pop-up, but the defense from Ben Johns was just too tough.
Yeah, and the defense is such an overrated aspect of pickleball. And we're seeing the defense as well as the offense, but I think the defense is starting to come a lot more important in this game. And a lot more players are working on that defensive side.
The people watching this match at home in the stands, Chad, wondering how can I one
7-3-1.
day play like this at this level? What advice would you give him?
At this point in the game, it's a little bit more about youth to play with this speed, but definitely, you know, we do have the senior pro tour as well, but it takes a lot of time. Drilling, working on control.
And moves like that.
Yeah. You know, if you're mid-40s and can still jump from the kitchen to the pantry for a little snack of the Ernie right there,
7-3-2.
it helps. But again, Matt's coming from an extremely high level of tennis.
Now Collin goes for the Ernie, doesn't get it, but it sets up his brother for the put away.
Yeah, and the movement there, whether Collin hits the Ernie or whether he just moves, it creates a change of thought and a change of direction, and we just had a really big clap of Ben Johns is just too powerful once that ball gets up. You see him reach in, take that ball early, and just accelerate through with the backhand roll.
And a timeout on the court. Wright and Newman want to try and halt this momentum as the Johns brothers close in on a men's pro doubles championship here at the U.S. Open.
The U.S. Open Pickleball Championships on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Latitude Margaritaville and Minto. Change your latitude to the active adult paradise of Latitude Margaritaville. By Fruit Smash Hard Seltzer. Say bye to basic seltzer. By the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. Save the dates April 15th to 22nd, 2023. And by DecoTurf, the official court surface of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships.
Some of the sights and sounds of what has been an incredible week in Naples as our men's doubles pro continues with the Johns brothers closing in on another championship.
Playing game 2 at 9-3-2.
9-3 here, game 2.
9-3-2.
Yeah, Wright and Newman need to get Collin Johns playing more.
And Chad, we see the guys continuing to be patient, trying to construct the point before they, try to get into that quick firefight that we've been seeing.
Yeah, we're still seeing some longer points here, but like I was saying, Wright and Newman need to make Collin hit a few more of the balls. Ben is not as efficient when he's not moving. He kind of gets back on his heels a little bit, and we saw that ball fly out deep on that last forehand by him.
Oh, right down the middle from Ben.
Yeah, and a little surprised to see Riley try to speed it up, that soon. But maybe he's just trying to make something happen here.
Yeah, it kind of changed things up a little bit, but unfortunately he sped it right up into Ben's body, and he was sitting right on the backhand. That was a better speed up into Collin.
Steep hill to climb here. Game number 2 for Wright and Newman.
Yeah.
Of course, it tags off Collin. That is a point here in pickleball.
It is a point, and exactly what Wright and Newman need right now. So
5-9-2.
just slowly closing the gap, and here we are at 5-9-2.
Yeah, and that was a very good shot. Collin is going to slide to the right to try to counter attack with his backhand, and Newman actually got him
9-5-1.
in the body as he was moving across.
Second server. Nine, 5-2.
So Wright and Newman elude another John side out.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job of moving the ball around right now, making Collin hit a lot of the balls, and then when Ben does take a ball, it's a little bit further over on the Collin side, so they're able to go behind him there. Wright and Newman are definitely still in this. We saw the Johns brothers came back from 8-1 in game 1. So it's definitely doable here at 5-9-1 for Wright and Newman.
Second server.
Yeah, and Matt Wright telling Riley Newman, my fault there, right? Just got that ball a little bit up too high.
And that was the right ball to speed up. I think Matt missed his spot
Point.
feeding into Ben Johns' forehand.
Johns hits one wide. It's now 9-6.
6-9-2.
Able to get the reset. How about that from Matt Wright?
Yeah, that was awesome, and great communication. You can hear Matt saying to Riley Newman, yours. Chad, talk a little bit about how important partner communication is.
Yeah, definitely. You've got to have that communication. You're looking at coverage on the court. And when you have the confidence that your partner's going to be there, we saw that Matt can slide into the position that he needs to be. If you're worrying about covering that ball in the middle and both players are getting pinched.
Guys, if they score here, this play's going to go crazy. side out back to the Johns.
Yeah, and Wright was just a little impatient with that ball. It was a little too low and wasn't able to get enough power on that attack.
Oh, Johns now makes it championship point.
Yeah, and Ben did an excellent job of keeping the pressure on, getting that ball down, so as when it did come back from Newman, it was still coming back up.
Just out.
Yeah, and that's a hard leave on match point.
Not sure if it was a fully intentional leave by Riley Newman there.
Long again.
Yeah, and so that was excellent by Matt right there. And it looked like a speed up, but it also looked like an speed up, if you will, to the backhand of Ben Johns.
Yeah, and he made the adjustment from the last speed up that he hit at Johns, going a little bit slow, a little bit more spin back behind him. Unfortunately there with that one, again, not the best ball to speed up. Collin sitting there waiting for the counter attack.
8-10-2.
Huge opportunity here for Wright and Newman. Newman pulled the trigger just the right time.
Yeah, that was really nicely done by Newman and Wright. You know, they constructed that perfectly just to get the pop-up they needed to speed that ball up and force an error.
Oh, that's just long from Newman.
Wow. That's the epitome of partner communication. Maybe that's just a John's brother communication or chemistry there, but did he hit him?
Looks like Collin maybe a little shaken up after that. Not sure exactly what happened.
I actually think Ben hit him in the stomach with his paddle.
So I think we're gonna need a timeout here, let him catch his breath.
In the line of fire for sure is Collin Johns. Take one more look. Oh
yeah, on the take back as Ben was trying to get out of the way, he definitely caught Collin in the forearm, potentially in a little bit of the rib cage as well.
Timeout serving team. The score is 10-9-1. 1 minute.
Well, rev up your engine as your favorite electric wheel sport hits the streets of Monaco. For a full day of festivities and entertainment, don't miss the Formula E 2022 Monaco E-Prix. That's coming up next on CBS Sports Network. Thrilled you are here with us from Naples, the pain. That was a
Serving
stinger.
team, you have 1 timeout remaining in the game. Receiving team, you have 1 timeout remaining in the game. Time in at 10-9-1.
And the Johns juggernaut once again
11-9.
rolls through the U.S. Open for a men's doubles championship.
Yeah, so they repeat here. You know, the crowd getting a nice response. Standing up, we got some people standing on their feet, giving them applause. What a great effort out here by these guys today. Again, showing just how much the pro game has elevated.
Oh, what a match it was. Come back in game number 1. Wright and Newman did the same, but not enough in game number 2. Ben and Collin Johns, men's doubles champions. We're back to Naples in just a moment.
Point game match, 11-9.
Welcome back to East Naples Community Park as the Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, powered by Margaritaville, rolls on. An emotional men's doubles pro championship match we just saw. Let's size up the stats, our Skechers match stats. Melissa, what stands out?
Well, I guess for me, it was just the match of comebacks. In game one, the Johns brothers coming back, being down 8-1, and then in the game two, the comeback from Wright and Newman.
Well, now the women are on deck. Catherine Parento from right here in Naples, the hometown girl, originally from Canada, started a collegiate tennis career at Arkansas, wound up at Michigan State, a prize pupil of the great Simone Jardim. Her partner is Leah Jansen, somebody who has really exploded onto the scene over the past year. A very emotional player. She has a tremendous offensive repertoire. Chad, these two have sort of found each other, and right now it is working to perfection.
Yeah, it's a relatively new partnership. They've played in a couple of tournaments recently, but they're definitely playing well.
Arina Terashenko, she has done it all here in Naples, the savvy veteran out of Tucson, Arizona. Her partner, Andrea Koop, the pride of Grand Haven, Michigan. Right now, Melissa, she is playing just out of her mind.
She really is, and this is her first time to be in a gold medal match on championship court, and she's playing here with the veteran Irina Terashenko, who has won this event with Lucy Kovalova. And so they took out the #1 seed in the semifinals, and Lucy Kovalova and Callie Smith to advance to this match.
Yeah, that's a pretty big surprise here. Not that Terashenko and Koop are not highly regarded, but still a new team. Callie Smith, Kovalova, they had all the firepower. So when we come back, women's doubles pro near the beach here in Naples. Awesome week here in Naples as the women's doubles pro now takes center stage. There you see the complex East Naples Community Park. The world's largest pickleball party is in session. Leah Jansen, Catherine Parenteau in the near court. Andrea Koop, Irina Tereshchenko in the far court.
To receive, Andrea Koop, Irina Tereshchenko. Game 1, time in, 0-0-2.
Guys, there are special divisions all through pickleball, but there's something special, Chad, about women's doubles that seems to be the most popular in the game.
Yeah, and I think, you know, the women love to see the women play, the men love to see the women play, but it's just it's a different skill set. It's much more methodical. There is that power coming into the women's game, but there's a lot more ball movement compared to the men, where it's just a lot of it is sheer strength.
Point.
A little bit too strong that time from Catherine Parenteau.
And I was talking a bit about Andrea Koop being new to this center stage, and she was just on fire in her semifinal. And of course, Catherine Parenteau winning this last year with Callie Smith, getting her first gold in women's pro doubles.
1-1-2.
Yeah, Catherine Parenteau, the ultimate mix and matcher. You put her with anybody, she's going to make it work.
Yeah, she is just tremendous at that. You know, it just seems like she has some instant chemistry with any partner she gets on the court with.
And she's got the play style that bodes well with a lot of other players. She'll move the ball around. You see the last few points, she's hit some good, deep, penetrating dinks.
2-1-1.
Pushing Tereshchenko back on that one, setting Leah Jansen up for the finish.
Second server.
Tereshchenko was sitting and waiting for Jansen with that speed up,
2-1-2.
just catching the net on the way back.
Point.
Yeah, and Parenteau's another one of those players that moves extremely well. We just saw it with Ben Johnson, how he moves on the court. Parenteau moves very similar on the women's side.
Yes.
And she does better when she's moving. If she's getting a little stagnant, she's not as ready. Gets back on her heels a little bit. So that could be a strategy for Tereshchenko and Koop to kind of isolate Jansen a little bit more.
Yeah, and I'll give you guys some stats, and I'll cover this for each one of these players today. So I'll cover Leah Jansen. And again, this is just in women's doubles through 4 tournaments, which was the Riverland Open. She's 41 games in, 20 wins, 21 losses. That's a 49% win average in doubles. And we know singles is higher than that, but that just shows how much her doubles game is improving.
Remember seeing Leah Jansen a year ago. She was just sort of getting her feet wet in pickleball, and what a difference a year makes.
I think they're soaked now.
Oh, yeah. There she is.
Right on cue, Drew.
And she's also stepped up the marketing campaign. She is recently signed by Franklin, and she looks pretty good in those commercials.
Yeah.
Really, really doing her thing.
1-3-2.
Wow, and she's feeling it right now. And, you know, you might notice that she has a little ritual that she does this whole paddle tap crossover, you know, puts her foot kind of behind her thing, and she'll do that, you know, in between each point.
Yeah, her ritual
3-1-1.
is a little bit more noticeable than most. But, you know, athletes tend to be a little bit superstitious or use that ritual to calm themselves down.
Mentioned the commercials, guys. She's known as usually pretty shy, doesn't say a whole lot, does get emotional on the court during play. But Leah Jansen
Timeout receivers.
realizing the potential of what pickleball can do for her brand, and the same for Parento as well. 5-1 here, game one at the Open.
The U.S. Open Pickleball Championships on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Latitude Margaritaville and Minto. Change your latitude to the active adult paradise of Latitude Margaritaville. By Paddle Tech, official paddle of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. And by Naples, Marco Island, and the Everglades. Florida's Paradise Coast.
Well, tomorrow morning, 7 Eastern Time, catch a must-see SPFL battle as the race for a title tightens between league leader Celtic and rival Rangers. It's the Old Firm Derby on CBS Sports Network. That's tomorrow, 7 a.m. Eastern Time. Till then, sit back, enjoy some great pickleball. What a battle we've got here. Parento and Jansen, Coop and Tereshchenko on the far side.
Time in.
And Parento and Jansen have made a little bit of a run here. Jansen stepping up with some good finishing two-hand backhands.
And there she is with another one.
And that's the movement on the court there as well. As Parento moved over to the left to cover, Jansen slid with her. Parento sped it back up into the middle of the court, setting up Jansen for the finish.
Yeah, and I mean, she just seems to be finishing one after another after another.
Yeah, Tereshchenko and Coop need to make a little bit of an adjustment here, potentially going into Jansen's body a little bit more with a softer ball. Right now they're trying to keep Parento out of the middle of the court, but it's opening up Jansen a little too much.
And now Catherine tees off.
Point.
And we'll get some stats here on Catherine as well. 4 tournaments into the season, 40 games, 28 wins, 12 losses with a 70% win percentage and 5 medals this year. This is women's doubles. Oh, that was just a really nice shot by Irina, you know, because they really needed to be keeping that ball out of the middle with that powerhouse of a backhand by Leah Jansen, forehand by Catherine Parento.
Yeah, and that was a much better setup. The ball went more into Leah's body, and she wasn't able to hit that forehand cross-court dink wide enough.
Right foot. Point.
Coop called for the foot fault. It's going to be 9-1 now, Chad.
I think it may have been, yeah, right foot.
Yes.
Just the toes on the line as she was taking that ball out of the air, and obviously touching any part of that non-volley zone line or kitchen line, and taking that ball out of the air is a fault.
And referee Larry Scott was all over that call.
Paddles collide and still able to score. Everything going this pair's way.
Yeah, absolutely. You can just tell them. I mean, there's a bounce in their step. You know, they're just completely gelled right now, Drew.
1, 2.
And we're going to get a timeout.
Well, Terashenko and Coop trying to do anything they can to stop this momentum. A runaway in game one for Parenteau and Jansen.
The U.S. Open Pickleball Championships on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Pickleball Central, the Pickleball Superstore, by Gamma Pickleball, the official grip of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, by Margaritaville Hotels and Resorts. Check in and chill out at MargaritavilleResorts.com. And by Skechers. Experience comfort on the court with Skechers Pickleball.
Overhead shot of Naples as this community has embraced this event. The U.S. Open year after year started 2016, I believe, and it just seems like it was yesterday, Melissa, as it continues to explode.
Receivers, no
It
timeouts
really
left.
does. And, you know, I've had the
Servers
privilege and pleasure to be here all
5 minutes.
6 years.
2, 10, 1,
Game point.
2.
Game point here, 10-1. And there it is.
First game. Jansen,
Parenteau and Jansen 11-1. Arina Terashenko not happy with herself and her team right now, as they're simply better than that, and they'll have to regroup.
Yeah, Terashenko and Coop will take a little bit of a break here to reset themselves, figure out the next strategy, and come out stronger in game two.
First game. Jansen,
So 11-1, game one in the books. Come back to Naples just a moment. Pickleball's grandest stage, the U.S. Open. Some of the great faces of this game. Saul Weinbach, Morariu, and others. The fans taking it all in as we begin game number 2. After it was Parenteau and Jansen big in game 1, and Catherine is just getting warmed up.
Yeah, they certainly are, and I mean, they continue to look like they're having a lot of fun out there. You know, that was a great get by Irina, but you know, too hard for her to have to do too much with that. Wow. Yeah, and I mean, Catherine Parenteau is just in a real zone right now, Chad.
Yeah, you saw the anticipation after she got pulled out wide, speeding that ball back up through the middle, knowing it was going to come back to the forehand, and in reality, setting herself up for that good ball down to Tereshchenko's feet.
Speaking of Tereshchenko, 4 tournaments in through 2021. She's at 42 games, 23 wins, 19 losses for a 55% win average in women's doubles. And she has 4 medals on the year. And there's just not one part of Jansen and Parenteau's game that's not working right now, Chad.
Yeah, and there was excellent ball movement there from Catherine, creating really strong angles, moving the ball out wide on the left and the right, opening the hole up through the middle.
Right down the line, just inside that end line, and Leah Jansen, big smile on her face.
And that's exactly her role right there. With a strong two-handed backhand, sliding to the right when that ball comes in front, getting ready to rip that two-handed backhand.
That one goes awry.
That may be the first one she's missed all day.
But that's also coming from a different angle there. So that was a better speed up as far as it's coming into her body. And again, they're not able to fully separate her hands away from her body. So if Tereshchenko and Koop can start getting that into her hip and not allowing Jansen to get extended on the two-handed backhand, it neutralizes a lot of that power.
Jammed her that time, second serve coming up.
One, 3, 2.
There's the Ernie.
And that was great anticipation from Irina. And you can hear this crowd. They're really wanting Irina Tereshchenko and Andrea Koop to get back into this match.
Yeah, definitely. The crowd always wants to see 3 games. We see right there with Tereshchenko's move that Jansen's eyes dropped, and that was when she took the opportunity to jump outside.
Is there anything in this game that Irina Tereshchenko has not seen before?
A round robin. She hates round robins.
Such a student of the game.
Right. Yeah, and they definitely don't want to see Irina getting into her groove, because we saw that in the semifinal match with Koop and Tereshchenko.
Oh, that's a heartbreaker.
I think she's going to question this. She was called for serving on the wrong side.
Yeah. You serve from there. No. No, I know you serve from there.
Where did I serve from, guys?
Doesn't matter.
Anybody remember?
Side out.
Irina having a little bit of fun. I think still, even though they don't get the point, they've got the momentum. They want to keep it.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, and that may just help the crowd get into it a little bit more, depending on what happens here.
Second server. Three, 2, 2.
Wow, what an exchange there. And the women seem to take their exchange back a little bit further from the kitchen line than the men do, Chad.
Yeah, having a couple of steps behind the kitchen line there is just giving them a little bit more reaction time. They definitely have the power in there, but the women generally don't have as short and compact swing as the men do, so that step backwards behind the kitchen line just allows them to get the power into their swing.
Irina making sure everyone knows that ball is out.
She's a character, isn't she?
She's a big character, and certainly a fan favorite because of it. So I love to see her personality come out on the court.
Oh, Parenteau again, just teeing off.
Yeah, and that was a little bit of a wrong timing, wrong spot for Coop to speed up there. Parenteau was moving across with the ball on that one, sitting on the two-handed backhand. That's where we see Jansen getting that extension away from her body.
4-2-1.
Was it just wide?
Ball. Out.
Irina Tereshchenko calling that ball out.
Second server.
Doesn't look like there's going to be any argument to that.
4-2-2.
Inside out.
And that was just too good. And how smooth was that, Chad?
Yeah, that was a very good change of direction by Tereshchenko. Almost holding that ball on her paddle as she switched it cross court.
2-4-1. Point.
And that was a better height from Coop with the speed up. A little bit lower. Parenteau had to swing up on that ball, sending it deep.
3-4-1.
And now Coop starts to get it going. She started a little bit slow.
That's more of what we saw from her in the semis. I did an excellent job of going into the body of Jansen, then Parenteau, and then back to the feet of Jansen. So keeping both Parenteau and Jansen off balance right there. And once she got into that fight, she stayed ready.
And speaking of Andrea Coop, we'll round out this segment of Stats with Melissa with Andrea Coop. 4 tournaments in 39 games, 27 wins, 12 losses with a 69% win average and 6 total medals for 2021.
And you can see as Tereshchenko goes to the bench, little fist pump, the confidence is back. 5-4, game number 2 here at the Open.
The U.S. Open Pickleball Championships on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Franklin X40, the official ball of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, by DP Hue Hair Care Products, so you can go hard on the court, not on your hair, by Zing Zang, America's favorite Bloody Mary mix, and by ILovePickles.org, a place to celebrate all things pickle.
Crowd has been tremendous all week here at East Naples Community Park, not just for these matches on this court, Melissa, but all around the complex. Non-stop action all week.
Non-stop, and I've taken a lot of pictures because the crowds out there around the side courts will be 10 deep. I mean, the energy around this whole park. So what you feel inside here, Drew, it's the same energy throughout the entire park.
Tereshchenko and Coop have gotten back in it. They lead 5-4. Game 2. How about Arena with those young legs? Couldn't straighten that one out, but the crowd loves the effort.
Yeah, it certainly does, and you'll always get lots of effort from Irina, that's for sure.
Correct. 5-4-2.
Oh, what happened there?
Yeah, it looked like Coop just read Jansen's paddle angle a little bit wrong, and potentially Jansen changed the direction right at the last minute. But they both, Tereshchenko and Coop, going straight forward, and Jansen pushing that ball back through the middle.
Yeah, and that's just an unforced error, and Irina Tereshchenko knows that they just can't have those in a match this tight against the talent of Jansen and Parento.
5-5-1.
Another exchange won by Tereshchenko. You're going to have dips within matches, but Melissa, the key is make them just a couple points. You can't have a 5 or 6 point dip.
You certainly can't. Not in pickleball. These are only games to 11, right? So it doesn't take too many points to find yourself right out of a match.
And we've seen many good players get bageled, as we like to call it, just because of a couple bad points. Starts to snowball.
Also known as getting pickled.
There you go. Got our own terms with our crew. And they keep being invented.
Yes, they do.
Catherine's so good with the paddle.
All 4 players right there did an excellent job of keeping that ball down, moving it around. But unfortunately,
6-5-2.
right there at the end, ball floating a little higher, Parento able to get it down to the feet. The feet are one of the important targets on the court, whether it's an open court or to the feet. Again, if that ball is down, regardless of whether your opponent gets it back, a lot of the times that ball will still pop up and give you a second bite.
7-5-2. Side out.
Side out back to Coop and Tereshchenko, trailing by 2. Getting at that point here where every single exchange is critical.
Yeah, it does. They really need to get a couple of points here, even this thing up, get a little momentum back their way. Yeah, very nice.
And that's that finishing ball into the body of Jansen by Coop there. Not allowing Jansen to get extended, jamming it into her body.
And I'm just really impressed, Chad, with the power. I mean, it's a lot of power. That ball is moving very fast coming off the paddle of Leah Jansen.
6-7-2.
Yeah, she definitely has the power when you see the hands get a little bit further away from the body. But much like we've seen for most of this week on the women's side, all 4 of these players having extensive tennis backgrounds.
7-7-2.
Bringing in the two-handed backhand into pickleball from tennis.
All tied up at 7. Leah pushes it into the net in the lead. Back to Coop and Terashenko.
Yeah, that was a very good setup point. Jansen trying to slide to the right like she has all game, and Terashenko going into her right hip, making her actually move into the ball and jamming herself.
Left it up for Catherine.
And she just leaned in and rolled that ball down through the middle just really nicely.
Yeah, she added some extra spin to that ball. Didn't try to do too much with it because that ball sat up there for so long. She got fully extended when she got to contact. If she had to try to hit that ball any harder, it probably would have flown out. So very smart for her to add some spin.
That time for the net, Chad. A lot of times that net can be your worst enemy, can't it?
The net definitely is tricky, and a lot of the times when we see balls go into the net, it's either that we're cutting that swing off and just not quite staying through it long enough, or getting that ball a little too deep, so therefore it becomes a little flat. And we saw it with Parenteau there, went to speed that ball up, but coming a little flat with the swing, and that's when we have a tendency to float with the net cord.
8-2.
Showing that she's got a powerhouse of a backhand herself.
Yeah, and that's a reload and fire 3 consecutive times from Coop. And if you watch when she hits through that ball, because she gets extended on the swing, she ends up back in the ready position, anticipating that ball coming back.
Gotta go get it.
Wow.
Can't do it.
And a fist punch from Irina Terashenko. She knows she and Coop really needed that.
Now 2 points away from sending this to a third game. What a match. Parenteau and Jansen trying to make history, win here for the first time as a pair.
Timeout receiver.
Terashenko and Coop putting on some major pressure here in game 2. Timeout on the court here at the U.S. Open.
The U.S. Open Pickleball Championships on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Latitude Margaritaville and Minto. Change your latitude to the active adult paradise of Latitude Margaritaville. By Fruit Smash Hard Seltzer. Say bye to basic seltzer. By the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. Save the dates April 15th to 22nd, 2023. And by DecoTurf, the official court surface of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships.
Welcome back to the Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. Drew Felios, Melissa McCurley, Chad Edwards. We've been talking about on-the-court greatness all week long here, but let's talk about off-the-court greatness as well. Just a few hours ago, one of our own was honored for her commitment to the game. Melissa McCurley of pickleballtournaments.com, putting so much on her plate 24/7 to continue to take this game of pickleball to the next level. Melissa, what a moment.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to be able to talk. I wasn't expecting that award at all. I was absolutely in tears. I was humbled. It's a true honor. I've been involved with the U.S. Open since its inception, and it's been fun helping create what's become just a magical event for so many. It's a true privilege and pleasure to be a part of growing this sport of pickleball through competition, and you know, it's a real blessing to be a part of it.
Oh, and then we see another speed up by Coop into the body of Jansen, bringing up game point for game number 2 here. I do like the nickname Webster. You are my go-to person for all pickleball information when it comes to tournaments.
Yeah, that's something a nickname Terry Graham has deemed me with. So, yeah, and you know, Chad, it's just a real passion to help tournament directors be successful. Oh.
Second server.
Both Koop and Tereshchenko wanted that ball right there to finish it off. They'd done such a good job of getting the ball into the body of Jansen and Parenteau. And it's hard to lay off that ball that sits up there floating and getting excited when you've got game point.
Crowd really loves their pickleball here in Naples. Another critical point in this match. Oh, just wide.
So Jansen and Parenteau staying alive here. It's just so hard, Chad, to get that last point so often. You hear that around the pickleball community all the time.
Yeah, it's tough. Point number 11's always difficult. We saw Jansen and Parenteau actually fight off a couple of match points earlier in the women's draw against Whitwell and Johnson.
Shots per rally starting to increase. And Parenteau and Jansen not done yet here in game 2. It's 10-9.
9-10-1.
Oh, Marina leaves it short, and she'll leave the paddle as well.
Yeah, I think they're just probably really tense right now. I mean, right, you have some match points, and now here you are tied up at 10-10.
In pickleball, though, these are the moments you live for, certainly. Well, take a ride with CBS Sports Network and the toughest sport on dirt as we bring you the Cooper Tires Invitational from Billings, Montana. Don't miss PBR Unleash the Beast. That's tomorrow night, 8 Eastern Time, right here on CBS Sports Network. Made history here a year ago, live on CBS Sports Network at the U.S. Open. Great to have CBS Sports Network on board, continuing to bring this sport of pickleball right into your living room. And some of the stars of the game right there donning the pink hat, that's Kyle Yates, who has had a big thing to do with this whole complex gaining steam and being built eventually here, Melissa.
Yeah, it certainly has. And, you know, he won men's pro doubles here the first 4 years in a row. He's an outstanding player, outstanding ambassador for the game. And it's nice to see him being here supporting other pro players playing on Zing Zang Championship Court.
Biggest point of the match right here.
Oh, and she had what she wanted, Chad. Like you said, they did a great job moving the ball around.
Yeah, you saw them speed it up earlier on in that point, and then they made the decision to slow it down, try to create another opportunity. And Catherine just kind of coming down on that ball instead of getting underneath it and accelerating.
How about the defense by Arena? What a rally.
Wow. I mean, and that's got to be so tough for Irina, because that has to be the greatest exchange so far of this match. I mean, her defense was on fire. She was doing everything that she could, Chad.
Yeah, and she set it up perfectly going into the body of Jansen, and then just got a little too excited when she'd opened that court up. We saw the paddle head, the paddle face lay back, and that pushed the ball deep.
Championship point. And there is Tereshchenko in the biggest moment.
Yeah, and this crowd is loving it. You know, I know they'd like to see this game extended, and they'd certainly like to see this match extended.
10-11-1.
Take a deep breath.
Yeah, and just like that, we're all tied up again.
Well, this is a situation where you don't want to make a mistake. You don't want to leave the ball up. So then you're pressing and trying to be perfect. Whereas earlier on in the game, when you've got a little bit more points to play with, you know, we see balls going a little higher above the net, taking a few more risks.
And that one goes long. It's 12-11. Of course, win by 2, so championship point now the other way, guys.
Yeah, and wow, what some lead exchanges here.
That's game point the other way. Getting so excited here.
Easy to do, Drew.
This would even it up for Tereshchenko and Coop. And there it is. So Tereshchenko and Coop, they fight off a couple championship points. The crowd on their feet. They love their pickleball here in Naples. We're going to a game 3. Wouldn't have it any other way. Women's doubles pro at the US Open.
And Tereshchenko did an excellent job there. You see her backing away from the kitchen line, just giving herself some time, staying nice and calm and relaxed. Was able to get that ball down, and Jansen missing in the net.
And she looked really relieved because of it as well.
How about this exchange?
And the crowd.
How about this exchange?
And the crowd back on their feet. I mean, how exciting was that, Chad?
Yeah, we saw Tereshchenko come across for the earning and then come back into it. Coop actually did a really good job there of keeping that point alive after Tereshchenko was off the court, and she moved back in, finishing that off in style.
Points like that can be match changers. Let's see if that one does the trick here. Just maybe. So if you are Parento and Jansen here, Chad, at what point do you maybe call a timeout? Clearly this is a critical point.
Yeah, I think if Coop and Tereshchenko get this point right here, you'll see a timeout coming from Parento and Jansen. Try to slow that momentum a little bit.
Get to these moments, things get a little bit tense, Melissa, especially when you've never been on this stage before.
Yeah, definitely so. You can just kind of feel a bit of the pressure here, you know, but they're still finding a way, Drew, to hang in here.
Oh, another one into the net. Tension building here in Naples.
9-5-1. Second server.
And they just, they keep attacking. You know, fending off points.
Yeah, we saw a much better job from Coop there. Staying shorter with the backhand, missing the one earlier because she got too big.
So here we go. Championship point, and plenty of them to come for Parento and Jansen.
Yes. 10-5-2.
There we are, Parento and Jansen combining recently right to the mountaintop here at the U.S. Open.
And Jansen and Parento are giving a high five, and congratulations to both of these ladies. I mean, we just continue to see Jansen bring more and more talent to the court, winning more and more medals, and Catherine Parento getting her second women's pro doubles gold medal here at the U.S. Open Zing Zang Championship court.
Yeah, and I think the difference that you're going to see in this match here with just the errors from Terashenko and Coop, they started to stack up a little bit more toward the end there. Parento and Jansen staying very consistent throughout the whole match.
Catherine Parento, Leah Jansen, champions. They'll join us in the winner's circle next. Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships powered by Margaritaville. Our Skechers stats look like this. What a match as Parento and Jansen come through to take the women's doubles pro title. Great to have you with us on Zing Zang Championship Court. I've got the men's champions to my right, ladies champions, of course, on my left. Ben and Collin Johns, guys, what a performance. Ben, what was the key in that match?
We're renowned as slow starters, so we got off to a shaky start, to say the least. But I think it's important to always remember how you've gotten to where you are. Buckle down, make sure you're making your shots, and that's what we did, and it panned out okay.
Yeah, you certainly did. On the women's side, it was a 3-game match for you. Catherine, they took you guys to the limit, but you guys just kept on keeping on. You had a great partner today as well.
Oh, yeah, she played amazing. The second game, we were up, and then I think we got a little tight. So going in the third game, we said, okay, we got to swing. That's when we play better. So that's what we did, and we came up with the win.
These are the best tandems in the world right now here at the U.S. Open. I'm going to let them come together. And some of the prizes they're getting, a Margaritaville at Sea cruise, 3 days, 2 nights, head sweats, U.S. Open champions hats, a pair of Skechers shoes, prize money as well. And those gold medals, a huge prize here in the world of pickleball. Hope you enjoyed our coverage of the U.S. Open. For Melissa McCurley, Chad Edwards, and our phenomenal crew, I'm Drew Fellio saying so long from Naples.